So we'll just start in a seated position, cross-legged. We're gonna go, the legs aren't gonna be stacked on top of each other. We're actually gonna have our left leg in front of our right leg. So the shins are perpendicular to each other. So they're hovering in this position right here. And then you're just kind of settling here for a second. So if you've never done stretchy time with me before, which I believe 2 of you haven't, this is not traditional yoga. This is, we're just moving through some stuff, people that get hang-ups in the gym. So it's not gonna be a traditional flow. It's more of a posture awareness class. So a lot of coaching points. If anything doesn't work for you, if you don't like the way something's going, just don't fucking do it. Also, it's if like nobody's in their groove, so if you have a question, ask. It's totally okay. So especially if it's like, am I supposed to feel this? How do I engage this? This feels weird. So again, it's your body, so definitely pay attention to it. And then the other, as far as sensation, we'll get into some pretty deep shit today, especially in our hips. Stay at about a 7 on pain. All right, if you're getting above a 7, we're starting to do some damage. And while it's incredibly stupid to hurt yourself back squatting or Olympic lifting, it's even more stupid to hurt yourself doing yoga. And I have fucked myself up doing yoga. So you don't want to overstretch anything, even if it feels good. So we're just gonna stay on the inside of that. But, all right, back to yoga time, stretchy time. So we've got this left foot in front, this right foot behind, and then we're just gonna kind of play with this pelvis position, and I want you to shorten the distance between your pubic bone and your belly button. You're gonna kind of crunch forward, you're gonna feel that action in your back, and then I want you to stretch that guy out. And when you stretch it out, you're gonna pull that chest in front of those shoulders. And you can put your hands either on your thighs, palm down, or palm up. Either one's doesn't matter. But if you're going palm down, you're gonna apply a gentle forward pressure and just get yourself even a little bit more upright. And we're just gonna hang out here for a second. You can soften your gaze or just kind of flutter your eyes closed. And just take a nice, slow inhale through your nose. Rest at the top of that inhale for a second, and then follow it with a nice, slow exhale through your nose. Rest at the bottom of that exhale, and then you're gonna repeat with that inhale, and let's see if we can add a little bit of time to that inhale. So can you add a second or two on that inhale? And then can you add a second or two to that pause at the top of it? And then can you add a second or two to that exhale? And then can you add a second or two to the bottom of that? We're gonna do that one more time. Longest inhale of the day. Longest hold of the day. Longest exhale of the day. Longest hold of the day. Let's go ahead and let your breathing go back to normal. Nice big deep inhale. Nice long exhale. On that inhale, notice your chest filling. Notice your shoulders rising. And on an exhale, can you soften those shoulders? Can you slide them a little bit further down your back? Can you make that chest a little bit more proud? On this next inhale, you're gonna slowly shrug your shoulders up to your ears nice and high. And on that exhale, you're gonna slowly shrug them down and back. So we're just rolling those shoulders. Inhale, wear those shoulders like earrings. Exhale, pinch those shoulder blades together and slide them down your back. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now if you've been rolling forward, we're gonna do 3 more. Now we're gonna roll backwards. So again, we're inhaling up, and now we're gonna push ourselves the other direction. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. Interlock those fingers. Take a nice, long, good morning stretch. You can kind of start to flutter your eyes open if you want to, or you can keep them closed. Really rotate those palms to the ceiling, slide that scapula down your back. Just kind of hang out here for a second, see if you can continue to slide that scapula down, and then try to lean back ever so gently, looking up at the ceiling if your neck allows. And then as you exhale, you're going to drop your right hand to your left knee. You're going to drop your left hand behind you. And this is just an easy, gentle twist. We're trying to not make anything weird happen. Any twisting, we want to think about it coming out of our sternum. So we're not really cranking on this guy. We're just glancing over the shoulder. And you're going to inhale, sweep those arms back up overhead, interlock those fingers. Another long good morning stretch. Just feel the difference between that left shoulder and that right shoulder just from that little stretch. Lean back just a bit, and then exhale. Left hand, right knee, right hand behind you, gazing over that shoulder. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Now we're going to part our hands and imagine we have a beach ball. So slide that scapula down your back, big proud chest, and then start to hinge at the hips. Hinge at the hips, hinge at the hips, good flat back. And when you can't control it anymore, you can just float those hands to the ground and then slowly, slowly, slowly melt over that lead leg. You can crawl those hands out in front of you. Shake that head yes, shake it no, and then just let it hang. See if you can crawl those hands a little bit further forward. And then we're going to crawl those fingers to the left, ever so slightly. And then reach just a little bit further with that right hand. Anchor that right hand, pull that right hip crease back, push that left hip crease forward. And then walk those hands to the right. When you hit that stopping point, you're going to anchor that left hand, pull that left hip crease back, push that right hip crease forward. Breathe into that left side. Walk them back up to the middle. Walk those hands up. Swap out those legs. Right foot in front, left foot behind. And initially just kind of hang out here. Notice the difference between hip to hip, what's going on with that guy. We're going to do that same thing. We're going to kind of turtle shell ourselves forward. Feel that big hump in the back, that spread of the collarbones, or that, the upper back, so you're actually containing those collarbones. And then you're going to gently pull yourself forward, get nice and proud. Feel that scapular work. So we've been doing that scapular work so you can kind of feel that articulation. That's what I want you guys to focus on. From here, take a nice big deep inhale, sweep those arms up overhead, interlock those fingers, palms to sky, and as you exhale, we're going to drop those elbows, cactus bend our elbows. From here, I want you to take a glance at either elbow. If you have an elbow going back and a palm coming forward, I want you to think about pushing those elbows forward while you're pushing the tops of your hands back. Pinch that scapula together. Feel that nice proud chest. Nice, very nice. Inhale, send those arms up overhead. Exhale, left hand, right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. Interlock those fingers, scapula down your back. Cactus T those arms. Elbows forward, palms back. Pinch, oh yeah. Send those arms up. Exhale. Right hand, left knee. Left hand behind you. Yeah. Inhale. Sweep those arms up overhead. Beach ball. Scapula back. Hinge. 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 Plant those hands. Just kind of hang out here. So if you're feeling any, like I feel a little tightness in my left knee here, so you can just kind of open that knee up a little bit, or you can come out of the stretch a little bit. But again, pay attention to those ligaments. We want to stretch muscles. We want to leave our ligaments taut. Shake that head, yes. A little no. And start to walk those hands to the right. You plant that left hand, pull that left hip back, push that right hip forward. Walk in the other direction, to the left. You get over there, plant that right hand, pull that right hip back, push that left hip forward. Come back to the middle, walk those hands back up, come back to that big proud chest. Start to bring a little bit of action into our shoulders now. You're going to inhale those shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, send them back and drop them in one fast motion. Inhale, sweep them up. Exhale, drop them. Inhale, sweep them up and pinch them nice and high. Exhale, drop them. One last time. Inhale up nice and high. Exhale, drop them. Nice work. Lean forward, pull out the brick, crawl forward, and find yourself on all fours. gonna be our tabletop position. So our hands are underneath our shoulders, our toes are untucked, the tops of our feet are on the ground, knees are underneath hips. Pay attention to your hands. I want you to look at your hands. I want you to spread your fingers as wide as you can. So imagine you're trying to grab the absolute biggest handful of something you possibly can. And then as you grip, as you start to claw these fingers in the ground, make sure you're crawling with your finger ball mounds as well. So that's gonna be the connection of those fingers. And then imagine that those are dials that your hands are on, and you're gonna twist those dials in opposite directions. So your elbow armpits are gonna come forward, and you're gonna feel that scapular work we did earlier where that chest comes forward a little bit. So that's a good, stable position. A lot of you guys, this is the setup for your bench press. If you bench press with us, these are all the things that need to be going through your head. All right? From here, we're gonna inhale, we're gonna drop that belly, we're gonna lift that chin, slide that chest forward, look up at the sky. And as you exhale, I want you to slowly, really press the ground away from you and let that upper back really bow as you point your tailbone to your heels and that spine comes to the sky and that chin comes to the chest. So I want to do this nice and easy. Slowly separating. So I'm gripping the mat, rotating my hands out, my elbow armpits forward as I drop my belly, pull my chest forward, lift my chin. And just like I'm doing a 1 rep max on a bench press, I'm pressing away with that bench press, bowing that upper back, pulling that chin into chest, tailbone to the heels, feel that separation in that upper back. One more time, drop that belly, lift that chin on that inhale. Exhale, spine to sky. All right, we're gonna take our fingers, we're gonna take them 180 degrees. So our fingers are gonna be pointing at our knees. They're just facing in that opposite direction. It's gonna be a little bit painful. You can adjust this however you need to, so just kind of play with it. If this is too painful, you can just go out to the side right here, or just take them all the way in. You've got them all the way in. We're just gonna hang out here for a second. So you can kind of wiggle back and forth. You can sit your hips back if you want to. We're just gonna find a little space. And then we're gonna take a trip. We're gonna go clockwise. So we're gonna go all the way around, feeling that whole action in that wrist. When we get back to the top, we're gonna go all the way around again, but I want you to push all 10 fingers into the ground as hard as you can. Oh, yeah. Ooh. And then we're gonna do that one more time. We're gonna lift our fingers. They might not come off, but we're gonna try and go one more time again. Ooh, very exciting. And then we're gonna go counterclockwise. One trip around. Push your fingers into the mat. Take a trip around. Oh, fuck. Lift those fingers up. Take a trip around. Ow, very exciting. All right, you can sit back. Roll those wrists out a little bit. Just a little bit. The exciting part, now we're gonna go to the tops of our hands. So you were here, you're gonna flip those hands over, so you're gonna go to the very top of your hand. Now, notice my arm. I'm articulating that elbow armpit forward, sliding that scapula down, pushing into that back. Boom. Boom. Fingers are spread. This can be really fucking rowdy if you've never done this before or if you're spending a lot of time on a computer. So just hang here. Initially, try to again rotate those elbow armpits forward, pinch that scapula together, and then you can apply some gentle pressure in here. You can do all kinds of shit here. You don't have to do what we're doing. If you want to do some shoulder articulations, anything like that, but we're just getting into those fucking wrists. If you want to take a trip with me, we're gonna go counterclockwise this time. So we're gonna start counterclockwise, going all the way around. Then we're gonna push the fingers into the ground hard, go all the way around counterclockwise. I mean, I wouldn't call it a science. And then we're gonna lift those fingers up and go around one more time. And then we're gonna go the other direction. So we're just gonna hang out, go clockwise, push the tops of those fingers into the ground, go clockwise, lift those whole hands up, go clockwise. Oh, and then we're gonna sit back, work those wrists out. And since we're already doing painful shit, we might as well stay on that theme. Sit back, curl all those toes forward. I know. Now, This, I don't know if this is healthy. this could be real dangerous. All 10 toes forward. So fire toes, we're just gonna hang out here for a little bit. So you have a few options here. If you really wanna get into your feet, you can sit on your brick. This takes a lot of pressure out of your knees, and it really allows you to get in the tops of those feet. So you can just kind of play with what you got. We're just gonna hang out here initially and just kind of wag your tail a little bit. Feel what's going on there. If you lose your pinky, my little fucking stupid pinky toe fell off. I'm just gonna pull that guy back forward. All right, and then we're just gonna settle here. So after you get comfortable, you're in right in that middle spot, you're gonna settle. Shoulder blades up, down the back, and then ever so gently drop that left ear to that left, shoulder. You're gonna make a gun with your right hand. You're gonna rotate your thumb back, your pinky forward, and then I want you to think about rotating your bicep back and your tricep forward. Feel that good stretch. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can take your hand, put it on the side of your head. This is just anchoring and stabilizing. So I'm opening this elbow a little bit more. The stretch is going to come from rotating that thumb back and that pinky forward. And then you can drop that arm. Bicep back, tricep forward. Drop that arm. Thumb back, pinky forward. Drop that arm. Bicep back, tricep forward. Let that guy come out of it. Kind of roll that guy out a little bit, take that same proud chest, same thing, right ear to right shoulder. Make that gun with that left hand. And again, we're just gonna pinky forward, thumb back, let it slide down. At the point it slid down, we can reach up, capture the, oh shit, different on this side. From here, just continue with that pinky forward, that thumb back, slide it down, oh shit. Bicep back, tricep forward, let it slide down. A lot of bad shit going on in here. One more big deep inhale. Nice long exhale. Let go of that head. Let that arm come out. Walk your hands forward. Untuck those toes. Tap those feet out a little bit. And then walk your knees into touch, your toes into touch, your heels into touch. Feet are long. Slowly send yourself backwards so you're sitting on the tops of those feet. So again, we're just going to stretch out the tops of these feet for a second. Big proud chest. Imagine you got a marker on the end of your nose and you're gonna draw a giant circle on a mirror. You go 3 times clockwise. And then 3 times counterclockwise. Might be a little crunchy in there. It's not the end of the world. It's not good, but whatever. There we go. Come forward out of that. Start working into these shoulders a little bit. So we're going back into our tabletop position. Our neck's in a pretty good position. We're going to take so what I want you to think about while we're doing this is being stable with your midline. So you're going to plant that left hand, you're going to rotate that elbow armpit forward, grip that mat with that left hand. That right hand is going to come and place at the base of your skull and neck, so that thumb is by your ear. And then we're going to exhale and close this elbow in. As you close this elbow in, you're just getting a little bit of a neck stretch, but I really want you to feel that lat work. And then we're going to inhale. Point that elbow to the ceiling. As you point that elbow to the ceiling, slide that scapula back, press hard away with that left hand, and as you exhale, start to close it. Inhale, elbow to ceiling. Elbow's gonna go to the ceiling by you pressing away with that left hand, sliding that right scapula down your back, sliding that left scapula down your back, pointing that elbow just a little bit higher. Exhale, close it one more time. Inhale, take it back up. All those things. Press with your left hand. Rotate that elbow armpit forward. Slide that scapula down your back. Slide your right scapula down your back. Now slowly point to the ceiling. Can you slide that scapula back a little bit more? Can you make as much space between your left palm and your right middle finger as possible? Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, dive that arm all the way through. Thread that needle. Right ear to the mat. And initially just settle here. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get some space in that upper back. So I like to walk my hand out at about a 45-degree angle. You can have your come up on your fingers, or you can place your palm. I'm fine with either one of those. And then from here, you're going to pull your right hip back, push your left hip forward, and then slowly bump your hips to the right, and you're going to feel that big opening. 3 big deep inhales here.
Nice long exhale. Nice long inhale. Nice long exhale. One more nice big deep inhale. Nice long exhale. Walk that left hand back in. Now start from the bottom, starting from this left hand. I actually want you to look at it. Look at those finger mounts. Mash those finger mounts into the ground. Grip with that hand. Start to rotate that left elbow in. Create that tension. Create that tension. Slowly peel yourself up. Point that right hand at the ceiling. Press away, press away. Notice how much more space you have at this point. Exhale, bring that right hand back down. Nice work, guys. Now we're going to do the same thing. That left side. So start, make sure you're stable on all fours. And then you're going to inhale. Curl that left hand to the base of that neck. So I want you to start noticing the difference between either side. If you have a problem opening on this side, pay a little bit more attention to it. We're going to start by closing it. So we're going to start by exhaling, pulling this elbow all the way into this wrist, and then we're going to press away with that right hand. Rotate that elbow armpit forward, slide that scapula down your back, open. Inhale all the way to the ceiling. Can you slide that left scapula down your back? Can you press away a little bit more? And then exhale, left elbow to right wrist. Inhale, press away. Slide that scapula down your back. Open that chest. Pull yourself forward. Exhale, close it. Inhale, press away, press away, press away, press away. Rotate that elbow armpit forward. Slide that scapula down your back. Nice long neck. Reach away with that left elbow. Slide that left scapula down your back. Slowly point at the ceiling with that left hand. How much space can you get between your left middle finger and your right palm? Press away, press away, press away. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, dive that on through. Plant that left ear to the ground. Initially, just spend a second getting comfortable here. Then you can walk that right arm out at about a 45-degree angle. Pull that left hip back. Push that right hip forward. Bump your hips 1 inch to the left. 3 deep breaths. What can you soften in that upper back with each exhale? Nice big deep inhale. Nice long exhale. Nice big deep inhale. Nice long exhale. Walk that right hand back in, plant that right hand. Remember, we're going to move so slowly here. Everything starting with the first engagement with this right hand. Press, start to twist that elbow in. Press away, press away, press away. Draw a bowstring with your left hand all the way up. Press to the ceiling. Notice how much more space you have. Press away, press away. Exhale, drop that guy down. Bring your big toes to touch. Walk your knees out to the edge of your mat. Slowly settle yourself back down into child's pose. Taking a soft child's pose to begin with, just feeling that work we did in our upper back. Notice the difference between your left hip and your right hip. You can wag your tail a little bit. Notice what's going on in there. Then we're going to walk our hands ever so gently to the right edge of our mat. Basically, you're walking until your left fingers come right off that mat. Then you're going to anchor that left hand, put your right hand on top of your left hand. Imagine you're giving somebody CPR. You're pushing the palms of those hands away, and then you're going to pull that left hip back, push that right hip forward, breathe into that left side. One more big deep breath. Walk those hands back to the middle. Take a second to adjust, and then you're going to walk those hands to the left side of your mat. Walk that right hand right off the edge of your mat. Place that right palm down. Place your left hand on top of that right hand. Again, we're doing an alternative CPR. This guy's definitely not going to live. Press those hands in. Exhale, pull that right hip back. Big deep breath. Walk those hands back in. Rotate those palms to the ceiling. So we're in the supplication pose. Walk your elbows in ever so gently. Rotate those palms to the ceiling, those thumbs to the ground. And then I want you to walk those elbows forward. And then your hips are going to come up a little bit. Expand that chest. So think about pulling your chest forward and through your elbows. And then sit those hips back.
As you sit those hips back, continue to rotate those pinkies to the ceiling and those thumbs to the ground. One more big deep breath. Rotate those hands back to the ground. Start to pull yourself forward on your belly. You're going to end up on your belly. Extend those legs long, zip those legs up, point those toes to the wall behind you. Walk those hands onto either side of your chest. Apply some gentle pressure with all 10 toes, just enough that your knees start to lift off the ground. From there, push your pubic bone into the ground. From there, zip your shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, chest rises, tuck your chin. Hands aren't doing any work, it's all low back, baby cobra. So toes are pointing to the ground, chest is elevated through the strength of the low back, sliding those shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, let it come back. Do that one more time. Apply gentle pressure in with those toes, zip those legs up, knees rise, push that pubic bone on the ground, elevate that chest. Tuck that chin like you're giving yourself a double chin or your little brother or sister's pulling your hair, then lift those hands. Can you pick yourself up a little bit higher? Can you push your toes in the ground a little bit harder? Exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, next one, we're going to take that right hand, we're going to put it at the base of that neck. Left hand is going to come out at a 45-degree angle. We're going to inhale, do that same work we did earlier, lifting with that left side, looking up underneath that left arm, sliding that scapula down your back. Exhale, bring it back down. Right hand in, left hand to the base of the skull. Right hand's gonna walk out at 45. Inhale, lift that left side. Lancing up underneath. Oh man, this is rowdy. Slide that scapula down your back. Exhale to fold. All right, we're almost done with stupid shoulder shit. You're gonna zip your legs up. You're gonna curl your legs so they make an L or a 90-degree angle. Pull your toes towards your shins, push your heels away. From here, we're going to push our thighs and our pubic bone into the ground, interlock both hands at the base of your neck. Inhale, chest rises. Slide that scapula down your back, pick yourself up. Oh, exhale. Do that one more time. Zip those legs up, push those knees into the ground, push that pubic bone into the ground. Inhale, spread those elbows, lift that chest wide, tuck that chin, pick yourself up. Exhale to fold. Last one's gonna be the worst one. Zip the legs up, pull the toes towards the shin, push the heel away, push the pubic bone into the ground, lift the chest, lift the legs, push that pubic bone into the ground, expand those elbows, push those legs up. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale to melt. Very nice. Extend that right arm long. Left arm comes next to the pec. So we're walking that right hand away from us in a T shape. Yep. Left hand goes right next to that pec. Grip the mat evenly with that right palm. Rotate that elbow to the ground. Inhale, kick up and over. So you got a few options here. If you feel a lot of pain in that bicep tendon, you can angle that arm a little bit down. If you want to take this really deep, you can extend that left leg and let it just let that weight take you deep into that shoulder. If you want to get into a hip opener, you can plant that left foot behind that right knee, point that left knee to the ceiling, and push that left hip forward. And that not only deepens the stretch, but it opens that left hip. 3 deep breaths here. Grip the mat hard with that right hand and then relax that hand. Next exhale, roll over to your belly, leave that right arm long. Now we're gonna bend that right arm to 90 degrees. All right, so now we're gonna get into that pec. It's gonna be rowdy for some of you guys. So we're gripping the mat with that hand, pushing that elbow on the ground, and then I want you to push your shoulder into the ground. And we're slowly kick yourself up and over. This is gonna be way more of a pec stretch. It's gonna be much harder for some of you guys. Again, you can plant that foot or you can send it long. If you feel some shooting pain in your elbow, I want you to close the 90. I want you to walk the elbow a little bit closer to your body. If you don't feel pain in your elbow, I want you to think about pushing your right shoulder into the mat just a little bit, not enough to fuck yourself up.
Same thing, you can grip the mat with that hand just a little bit, not enough to fuck yourself up. And then rotate back to your belly. Send your left arm long, bring your right hand next to your pec, grip the mat with that right hand, grip the mat with that left hand, rotate that elbow to the ground. Gaze goes right, inhale, kick that right leg up and over. Exhale on that twist. Few options here again. You can see that leg long, or you can start to walk that foot up behind that left knee. Look right there. Working on some dehydration. Grip the mat with that left hand. Start to push that left shoulder into the mat. Walk that foot a little bit deeper. Rotate back to your belly on this next exhale. Bend that arm at 90 degrees. Again, it's going to be different on this side, so don't think it's going to be the same. Gripping that mat with the hand, pushing that elbow into the mat, pushing that shoulder into the mat. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, slowly twist, pushing that shoulder to the ground. Don't touch shoulders on this, guys. This is a back stretch. I want you to be careful. Same thing you did on that right side, just kind of find that space, play with what's going on in there, push that shoulder a little bit more to the ground, but again, one big deep inhale, one nice long exhale. Run a while, come back, press yourself up and back. Come to a seated position. All right, so we're gonna start to get into the shoulder work's pretty much done. We might do one other thing, but now we're gonna start getting into those hips. We're gonna do a decent amount of hip strengthening and moving. And you guys have been doing this. Y'all been doing this, so you know we're kind of getting in on this. But we're gonna start with this first little opener to get these guys open. So ideally, both these hips are coming back and sitting. All right, I can't quite get there. So if I wanted to, I could put this guy under here and I can really give myself some space. And I highly recommend, if you can't sit both hips, just try this initially to give yourself a little bit of space. You can always pull this guy out here in a second. So we're just hanging out here. And initially, we're just gonna feel what it feels like to pull that left hip back and push that right hip forward. Be gentle. You're gonna feel some stuff in your groin. So boom. That's our movement. So imagine my belly button has a little fucking thing on it. I'm going that way. All right, I'm actioning this left foot in the ground and actioning this right foot in the ground. Just feeling what's going on there. And then the same thing, what if we start to push with that left hip and pull with that right hip? Continue to turn that guy over, feeling that space. And then pull it back. Ooh. So we're flossing our hips right now. Does anybody have any popping? Anything like that? All right. It's probably going to come for some of you guys. We're gonna get some weird shit. So we're gonna do that one more time each direction. And then if you're inclined, you can remove that brick and just notice what a little bit of PNF stretching did. So it's a little bit more comfortable down here now. If you feel any pain in your shoulder, in your knee, put that brick back in there. You shouldn't have any pain, any real pinching in that knee. And you can also play with how you're gonna walk those feet around, so you can walk them around. If you start to get this front shin perpendicular, I need you to actively pull those toes towards your knee. All right, that's gonna keep that ACL nice and safe. So now, same thing we did in the very, very beginning. We're gonna inhale, sweep those arms up overhead, exhale, left hand to right knee, right hand behind us. And we're gonna start to turn that left hip over, and now we can really look behind us. So this is less of a twist, more of opening that hip up. And I want you to, as we come back, make the action happen with your hips first. So as I inhale to send my arms back up overhead, I'm gonna pull that left hip back, push that right hip forward, sweep those arms up overhead, exhale, right hand to right knee. What's going on? I'm pulling my left hip back, pushing my right hip forward, placing my right hand on my left knee, and then again, leaning into that guy. Oh man, it's good shit.
Inhale, send those arms up overhead. Exhale, reach, 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 reach. You all right? Plant those hands. There we go. All right, we're gonna do that same thing. You can go elbows, you can have your hands on a brick, you can do all kinds of shit here. Give yourself space. This should not be agonizing. So Woodward, both you and Spencer both doing this. Open that chest up. Yeah. Good. All right, so same thing. Push into that left hip, pull into that right hip. Pull into that left hip, push that right hip. Push that left hip, pull that right hip. Pull that left hip, push that right. Walk those hands back up. Now, nice ninja move here. We're gonna pull that left hip, push that right hip, sweep those legs all the way over. Nice. Now that you've done that, you can kind of reposition yourself. My guys that had the stiff hip on the first side, always recommend trying this. And if you have a pinch on this hip, just always, your body goes into freak out mode when we go into a stretch or anything like that. It's called the Golgi response. You want to, the shallower you take it, the more you'll be able to get into it. So this is your body freaking the fuck out. So help that motherfucker out a little bit. All right, so again, we're starting nice and high. Ooh, man, not the same on this side. Push that right hip, pull that left hip ever so gently. Pull that right hip, push that left hip. Do it again, push and pull. Push and pull, traction those feet. Feel what happens as you traction that right foot, pulling that hip back. That's where that movement's starting. This is your power girdle. Everything happens out of here. My guys that do jiu-jitsu, this is jiu-jitsu. This is it. If you can do this one thing, you're well ahead of the game. All right, we're gonna remove that brick. Sit back. It's already exciting on this side. So I'm really having a problem softening on this side, so we'll see what happens. Inhale, sweeping those arms up overhead. Exhale, pull that left hip back, push that right hip forward, place that hand, and you start to continue to push that knee, twist that hip over, feel that articulation in the hip. Oh man. Inhale, pull that hip back, push that right hip forward, push those hands up. See what happens here. As you exhale, left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Oh. Oh, buddy, you just won't soften. Inhale, send those arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Exhale, fold. Exhale, fold. Oh, man. And again, just kind of hanging out here. Working that hip ever so gently. Push that right hip, pull that left hip. You find that in range. Push that left hip, pull that right hip. Find the in range. And do that one more time. Push and pull. Push and pull. All right, now we're going to invite a little movement. Most of you guys know what we're going to do here, but we're just going to do that hip switch. We're going to do it as slow as we can, and I want you to feel smoothness. If you're skippy, if you're boop, 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 that's not what we're looking for. That means that some synapses aren't forward firing. So just moving nice and slow. Pain will restrict this, that's fine, but we're just kind of playing in this in range of motion. So the more movement we can do, the better. Big proud chest. Inhale, you're pulling this hip back, pushing that left hip forward, coming to the ground. As you're coming in, you're pushing that pelvis forward, expanding that chest. And you go back the other direction. We're going to do 2 times each direction, then we're going to add on. Boom. Feel that knee work, feel that chest work. Pull and pull. Continue to push through that left hip, open with that right hip, and we're going to go back one more time. As you're going back, if you're getting pushed back, really think about pulling yourself forward. So I'm coming back one more time. I'm going to pull myself forward, plant those knees. Now you can come all the way up, hands on hips, pushing that left hip forward. Nice. Let's control yourself, coming back down. Set that booty down. Rotate those hips. What can you soften as you're coming through? What can you tighten? Just looking forward. Coming back down. Rotate them over. Plant them. Come up. Ooh. I've got a lot of popping in that left hip. Nice. Everybody looks good. All right, now we're going to add on. We're going to come back to this left. Plant. Come up. Send this right arm up behind you. Plant it. Send that left arm up. Open into that left side. And then controlled one movement. Sweep it all the way down. Come around. Come up. Plant that hand. Swing that arm. Open into that right side. One more time each direction. Up. Plant. Sweep. I've got a yoga mentor, and everything she does is one of these crazy, slow, articulated movements, and it's wild. It's about as far from a fucking yoga class as I've ever been in. All right? Almost done with hips. We're done with the fun part of hips. All right, now, nice work. Everybody's moving real fucking good there, by the way. Think about the first few times y'all did that and what a shit show that was. So, significantly better, although you could only improve from the first time. All right, now we're gonna settle on our backs. Have your bands close too, if you've got a band around. Make sure you grab that guy. Does anybody not have a band? Everybody good? All right, cool. So just have it relatively close. So we're gonna come to our backs. All right, this is gonna be hard to see, so you're gonna have to listen to me while I'm talking you through this. So we're basically doing hip cars. We're gonna be doing some range of motion with our hips, and we're gonna do some activation, adductor, and whatever that other fucking thing is, activation. So it's gonna be a little weird. All right, so we're gonna start. Straighten your left leg. Point your left heel to the far wall, pull your left toe towards you. So that left side is solid and active. So you're actually tractioning that left foot into the mat to create some stability. Then you're gonna pull your right knee into your chest, pull your toe towards your shin, push your heel away, and interlock your hands underneath that right knee. All right, then really compress that knee into that hip, continue to pull that toe towards you. Really compress that hip, compress that hip, compress that hip. Then I want you to suck that low back into the ground and elevate that left leg to the ceiling. Sucking that low back into the ground, compressing that shin. You're gonna let your right knee fall out. You can support it. You're gonna let your left leg fall out. So you're doing the little mini splits here. Now, pull your heel to your butt and start to push your knee to the far wall. That heel's gonna continue to go to that butt. You're gonna rotate that knee in and that heel out, and you're gonna pull that guy back in. So can everybody see what I'm doing here? I'm making these tight little circles, being really active with my heel coming into my butt. So we're going to the outside. 3 times. Continue to be active with that left leg. And then we're gonna go the other direction. Heel goes out, toe goes in, knee goes in, push that knee away, rotate it out. You got it. Heel goes out, knee goes in, rotate, push it out. One more time. Heel goes out, knee goes in, push away, rotate out, compress that knee into the fucking chest, push that left heel to the ceiling, really, really, really press. Then I want you to drop that left leg, extend that right heel to the ceiling, interlock those hands at the base of that hamstring, shrug those shoulders up and back, push that heel away, suck that low back into the ground, push both heels as hard away from you as you can, slide that low back into the ground, give yourself a double chin, push the back of your head into the ground, exhale, send that right arm long, like right leg long. Notice how much longer your right leg is than your left leg. Is anybody's right leg not longer than their left leg? Feel them? Everybody? Yeah? A little bit longer? Should be. If it's not, we got a real fucking problem. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing with that left side. Action that left heel on the ground. Pull that toe towards you. Push that heel away. Then you're going to inhale. Pull that left knee into your chest. Compress that left knee into your chest. pull that toe towards you, push that heel away, slide that scapula down your back. Nice tight back. Inhale, right leg rises. As that right leg rises, really continue to slide that scapula down your back, push the back of your head into the ground so you can maintain this angle. Right leg falls to the right, left leg falls to the left, heels come off that shin. Pull both toes towards you, push both heels away. Now push that left knee away from you. Pull that left heel to your butt, sweep it around, come through, foot goes out, knee goes in, all the way around. Knee goes out, heel goes in, push that knee away. Think about all that work we did with that hip. Pull it through. One more time. Oh, all the way through. All right, now we're gonna go the other direction. Heel out, knee in, push away, rotate through. Heel out, knee in, push away, rotate through. Extend that right leg long, push out, heel away, knee in, rotate through. Oh, yeah, there you go. Right leg goes down, left leg goes to the ceiling. Push both heels away, pull both toes towards you, interlock those fingers at that hamstring. Slide those shoulders down your back, push that femur away from you as you pull both toes towards you. Push the back of that head into the ground, push that left hip away. Exhale, send that leg off. Look how much time we got. 47 minutes. I'm good on hips. All right, grab that band. All right, all the hard shit's over. Thanks. Taking that band over that right big toe ball mound. Again, doing that work we just did. Walking that scapula together, pushing both heels away, pulling those toes towards you. Nice soft bend in that right knee to start. So after you stack yourself up, so I'm actually thinking about pushing into the ground with my left heel. That's going to give me some stability. I'm pushing my right hip away, pulling my left hip up, and then pull that right toe towards you, push that right heel away, and slowly start to push that femur into the far wall as your leg straightens, all right? You're gonna feel a lot of tension in that hamstring. Just kind of hang out here for a second. You can actually draw some shapes with your toes. You might hear a little popping, some weird shit going on in your ankle. That's totally fine. Then I want you to take both bands into your right hand. Take a nice big deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly let that leg fall to the right. Being very, very, very kind to that groin. If you feel a hard pinch in your groin, I want you to bend your knee just ever so slightly to make that pinch go away, all right? Continue to pull that toe towards you, continue to push that heel away. At no point does that foot ever need to touch the ground. All right, very exciting part coming. Inhale, leg back to the ceiling. All right, we're gonna do all that work we just did. Nice, easy bend in that right knee. Push that right hip away. Pull that right toe towards you. Push that right heel away. Now you're gonna start to straighten that leg as that leg falls 3 inches to our left. Oh, shit. That's so exciting. Might be my least favorite fucking feeling in the world. Oh my God, never, ever, it's like the first time you see a firecracker. Draw some shapes with those toes. When you get tired of this, push heavy into that left heel, bump those hips an inch to the right, send that right leg to the left, send that right arm long, take your gaze out over those right fingers. Inhale, bring that leg back up, swap out those feet. Reposition those hips if you need to. All right, so everything's gonna start the same. We're gonna start with all that work we did. Push that right leg long, pull that right toe towards you, push that right heel away. Then, gentle bend in that left knee. Push that left hip away, pull that left toe towards you, push that left heel away, start to straighten that femur. Oh man, not the same on this side. It's a much more delicate side for me. Play with this guy a little bit. You can draw some shapes, see what the edge of that hamstring is, but be kind to your hamstrings, guys. We use our hamstrings a lot in this facility, so just know that these guys get plenty of work. You're here to encourage your hamstring, not to beat it up right now. All right, take that band in your left hand, pull that toe towards you, push that heel away, take a nice big deep inhale, exhale, let that leg fall to your left, ever so gently. It might not be the same on this side, so if you start to feel that pinch in that groin, bend your fucking knee. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can rotate that heel to the ceiling, that toe to the ground. That articulation should be happening out of the hip. Remember that work we just did in that hip? You can feel that same articulation in that hip. The more you pay attention to your hips, the healthier your hips will be. All right. Fun time. Inhale. Bring that leg to rise. Gentle bend in that knee. Band's going to go into that right hand. All right, so gentle bend in the knee. Pull the toe towards you. Start to push the heel away as that leg goes to your right. Oh my God, I don't even feel this in my T-band. I feel this in my fucking calf. Oh my God, it's fucking terrible. You can draw some shapes here. You can hang out here. What I can tell you is I've probably done this 1,000 times, and it feels exactly the same every time. Push that right heel on the ground. Bump those hips an inch to the left. Send that leg to the right. Left arm long. Gaze goes out over those left fingers. Inhale, bring that leg back to rise. Unhook that foot. Kick that band off to the side. Walk those heels up to your butt. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, let those knees fall to the right. Inhale, walk those knees back up. Exhale, let them fall to the left. Inhale, take them back up. Exhale, let them fall to the right. Now you're going to walk your left heel a little bit more towards your butt. We're going to get to the top of that left hip. So you're going to reach down with your left hand. You're going to grab your left ankle. And what I want you to think about here is pushing that left hip to the ceiling. So think about all that work we did with our hips earlier. We're actioning that left foot to the ground, pushing that left hip to the ceiling, rotating that left knee to the ground and the far wall. So that's how you're going to get that stretch in that left leg. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can pick up that right foot. You can put it on top of that left knee. Continue to walk that knee wherever you want. And you can send that right arm to the far wall. Gaze out over that left or that right arm as you continue to rotate that left knee to the ground, that left hip to the ceiling. 3 big deep breaths. Unhook that knee. Knees go back to ceiling. Get your hips back underneath. Let those knees fall to our left. Going through that same operation. So reach down with that right hand. Grab that right ankle. You can walk that heel a little bit more to your butt. Action. That right foot into the ground. Start to press that right hip a little bit more to the ceiling. Oh man, that might be all you need. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, pick up that left foot, put it on that right knee. Oh. Left arm to the far wall, gaze out over those left fingers. Just gentle, gentle, gentle pressure, pushing that right hip away and up. Three deep breaths. Unhook that knee, let those knees go back up. Plant that left foot. Take that right ankle, take it across that left knee. We're going into figure 4 here, reclined pigeon. You can either just gently push that hand onto that knee if that's all you want. If you want to take it deeper, pull your right toe towards your right knee. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, dive those hands either to the hamstring or all the way to that shin. But if you go all the way to that shin, I need your head to touch the ground
and your shoulders touch the ground. So you see I can't quite do it, so I'm gonna go back to my hamstring. From here, shrug those shoulders up, slide them down your back, lift your head, give yourself a double chin, then press the back of your head into the ground. You're gonna feel that back really suck into that ground. Continue to pull both toes towards your knee, push that right knee away. Oh. Plant that left foot, maintain that gap. You're gonna let that right foot fall to the left. Bring it back up, swap out those feet. Left ankle to right knee. Gripping the mat with that right foot, pushing that left knee away. Pulling that left toe towards that left knee. Nice big deep inhale. Interlock those hands, fingers at the thigh. Different finger on top this time. Shoulders down and back. Give yourself that double chin. Push the back of that head into the ground. Feel that big, long stretch. Continuing to action those toes towards you. Push that knee away. Plant that foot, maintain that action with that knee on that ankle. Take a nice big deep inhale, exhale. Let that foot fall to the ground. Get some of that left arm to the far wall. Play with that hip a little bit. Inhale, bring those feet back up. Going into happy baby. This will be our last actual pose, so do anything else you need to do here. You're gonna do happy baby. You're gonna think about putting the soles of your feet on the ceiling. From here you can reach through, grab opposite sides of the feet, ankle, or you can just grab your hamstrings, whatever you have available. So the ultimate goal with happy baby is to have your whole back sucked against the ground. So the way we do that, again, is we give ourselves, lift our head, give ourselves a double chin, then push the back of your head and neck into the ground, and you're gonna feel all that space all of a sudden, all right? That's what we're looking for there. So after you do that, then you can bend your right leg, straight your left leg, continue to push that head to the ground, and you can bend that left leg, straighten that right leg. And you can bend and straighten both legs together. You're gonna pull your knees into your chest. You're gonna give yourself a big, big, big hug, pulling your chin all the way up into your chest. You're gonna start to take a nice inhale. Keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Big, long, audible exhale. Melt into Shavasana. Send your legs long. Toes out, heels in, rotate your palms to the ceiling, walk your shoulders down your back so your chest is there. And we're just gonna hang out here for a minute or two, just enjoy the silence, be grateful for all the work your body did this week and all the things it's capable of doing. Be grateful for Memorial Day weekend, spending time with friends and family, everything that this represents. And just be grateful for a minute of silence. Let thoughts come and go. If I struggle with a thought, I imagine I'm sitting by a stream. That thought's just a leaf. Just put the thought on the leaf. You can identify it as a thought or a feeling, and then just let it float away. Anything that's not helping you now, put it on that leaf and let it float away. Or roll it up and smoke it, whatever your ideals align. Start to pay a little bit more attention to your surroundings. Notice birds outside, the hum of the fan, the feel of the breeze on your skin. And slowly start to articulate your toes. Bend your toes, make a little fist with your feet, and spread those toes. Rub your thumb across your finger mounds, feel those calluses, those things you work so hard on. Rub your fingertips together, make a fist with your hands. Open your hands as wide as you can. Articulate those wrists and ankles. Inhale, send those arms up overhead, interlock those fingers. Take a nice long good morning stretch. Remember, as we take that good morning stretch, slide that scapula together. Really stretch with those toes, the palms of those hands. Walk those hands back in, walk those knees, heels up to your butt, bump your hips to the right. You're gonna find fetal pose on your right. Making a pillow with your bicep, both knees bent into chest, left hand on the ground. Just take a minute, appreciating the solid ground underneath the right side of your body. It's like these nasty mats are giving you a hug. One more deep inhale, press yourself up to seated. Blink open your eyes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming and doing a little stretchy time on Memorial Weekend. Appreciate y'all. Questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Otherwise, I think we got one more week of this cycle. Didn't look too rowdy except for Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday and Thursday look fucking terrible. But other than that, man, it's should be smooth sailing here out. I think we have a couple of, do anticipate 10 minutes of sandbag get-ups in your future somewhere. But I think other than that, we're pretty moving into pump time, so it should be good. But other than that, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. Y'all have a fantastic Sunday. And yeah. Oh, I got donuts too, so feel free to grab a delicious donut.